Welcome to the Beneath the Dirt podcast, where we profile and showcase underground music while taking an occasional trip above the surface. I'm your host, Romebone. Thank you for tuning in. How the fuck is everybody doing out there? This is episode 30. I can't believe I'm 30 fucking episodes into this shit. Pumping them out every fucking week. Having a blast doing it at the same time. Love doing this shit. Love keeping everybody up to date. Love fucking tracking all this news, doing all that shit. And let's get into some new music releases. This week was a pretty slow week on the new music release tip, but we did get a brand new Benny the Butcher song called 18 Wheeler featuring Pusha T. Shit is stupid hard. Benny the Butcher is dropping his new EP, The Plugs I Met, this Friday, June 21st. And this track right here is just classic drug rap. Not disappointed by this single at all. Benny and Pusha come super fucking hard. Production is on fucking point as well. I keep saying it. The Griselda dudes are fucking killing it in the underground right now. They're signed to Shady Records. They're going to be dropping a compilation on Shady Records, What Would Sheen Gun Do? And then they're going to be releasing Conway the Machine's debut album on Shady Records. Looking forward to see how these guys blow the fuck up. Because I'm pretty sure they're gonna. They're that raw street gutter shit. No mumble rap shit with these dudes at all. Pure boom bap. Love their shit. Looking forward to see what they're gonna be cranking out in the future. Bad Mind and Jay Reno. They're gonna be dropping an EP this month as well. Dropping June 28th. They dropped their first single called Body Bag. Produced by Bad Mind. Bad Mind is a fucking, I keep saying it, Bad Mind is a fucking problem. He did some production on the A La Zululu Almighty record. He's coming with that dark, wicked shit, but it's boom bap. Loving this pure hip hop style that's coming from all over the place right now. From Griselda to A La Zululu, Bad Mind now teaming up with Jay Reno. He just put out an EP a month or two back with Jay Hack's project. Still on that same vibe. Straight hip-hop wicked shit. Loving the sound that's coming out of that. I'm a fan of Jay Reno. I've been down with Jay Reno since back in the horrorcore.com days. Even when he was in the Underground Psychos contest for that Psychopathic Records contract. Jay Reno is dope as fuck. Bad Mind also dope. Been putting it down for mad years in the underground. Looking forward to their EP that's dropping this month. And as far as new music goes, that's about it really for this week. Nothing else really caught my attention that I feel like I should speak about. But in other news that's gone down, ABK gave a release date for Tampon Juice. Tampon Juice is dropping July 26th. Pre-orders are coming up soon on thewarriorspot.com. This is the first brand new ABK album that we're getting in a minute. No Psychopathic Records logo, no Hatchet Man anywhere on the flyer. Just Native World Inc. So it's not an official Psychopathic Records release. Still waiting for that official Psychopathic release, which I'm assuming is going to be Shapeshifter. But still, I'll be checking out Tampon Juice for sure. On the flyer, it says, ABK brings you the most bloody and disgusting music from the Hatchet Warrior to date. And on the cover, it's got like a tampon falling into some fucking juice. Hence the name Tampon Juice. Is it going to be wicked shit? I speculated before on this podcast. I'm not really sure what to expect from Tampon Juice. Only time is going to tell what we're going to get. But I'm looking forward to this one. Yeah, he dropped his collabos albums, but they're collabos albums. They're not real full-length solo ABK albums. So this is heavily anticipated. I'll be checking it out for fucking sure. ABK Tampon Juice dropping July 26th. Mr. Gray of Gorilla Voltage dropped the album cover for his solo project coming out, Vicious Vendetta. The cover features an x-ray of a skull and looks like there's a fucking bullet right by the fucking nose and that part of the fucking face. I don't know how I feel about solo albums from either of the Gorilla Voltage members, to be honest. I think they play off each other really well. They both have unique styles that mesh well together. I keep praising the fuck out of Gods and Claws. Amazing album. Gonna be a top contender for album of the year for me this year. I almost look at them Clockwork Gray is also announcing that he's doing some solo shit. No album title, no cover for that. This almost gives me the vibe and same feeling as when Swollen Members split up, announced they were going to be doing their solo shit. I felt like I really didn't want to hear a full-length Madchild album solo. And I didn't really feel like I wanted to hear a full-length Prevail album solo. But when they put out their solo projects, I was actually pleasantly surprised. So I'm kind of hoping that's what's going to happen with this, because I'm not really looking for a Mr. Gray solo project. And I'm not really looking forward to a Clockwork solo project either. But I'll give it a chance. Clockwork actually announced that he's got a single dropping soon. It's called Tin Man Cometh. So we're going to be actually getting some new music in the coming future from Clockwork and Mr. Gray. I haven't heard any of their solo stuff, so I'm curious to see what it's going to sound like, how they can hold their own. I'm sure they're going to be featured on each other's projects. Will they have outside features? Kung Fu Vampire comes to mind. Kung Fu Vampire been working with Gorilla Voltage since the damn Dirty Apes album. Looking forward to see what those guys got coming. Buckshot and Boondocks. They just released their new project, Hell's Kitchen. It's actually Buckshot and Turncoat Dirty. It's not up on digital yet. It's only hard copies that you can get through Buckshot's website. No single has been released. You got the album cover. Features on it. Features UGA, Crucifix, AMB, Low Key, and Light. Light was supposed to be on that Thanos track on the UGA album and got cut supposedly because somebody from Psychopathic put a fucking stop to it and didn't let the collab happen. How that all really went down, I'm not really sure. But Light is featured on the new Buckshot and Turncoat Dirty album, Hell's Kitchen, which is released strictly through Mob Style Music. It's not an M&E release, not through Magic Ninja. So be on the lookout for that to be hitting digital hopefully sometime soon. Low Key's featured on the album. Low Key just hit Facebook and Instagram the other day, posted a caption that strictly read House 3. Nothing more, nothing less. He just wrote House 3. Now, if you've been following Low Key, House 3 was supposed to come out at least 10 years ago. He released The House 2, and House 3 was supposed to come out right after Chameleon Addict dropped, but it never did. I'm looking forward to this. I'm a low-key fan. Been a low-key fan since like 05, 06, something like that. House 3. We're finally going to get the trilogy to the House series. Definitely looking forward to that. Low-key knows how to bring that wicked shit properly. Executes it very well. Great fucking songwriter. Looking forward to that. Twisted Insane announced he's got a couple new projects coming soon. One's entitled Sick James, and the other one is entitled Sickopotamus. No idea if these are singles, EPs, or albums. He doesn't specify. They both have their own covers. They look like they could be album covers. But as somebody pointed out in my comments the other day, single cover art looks like album cover art nowadays. So it's hard to tell if we're just going to be getting 2 new songs or 2 new full-length projects or what. But Twisted Insane is dope. Looking forward to that. He's going to be performing at the Gathering this year. Always looking forward to new Twisted Insane shit. Also, UBI of Ces Cru gave a release date for his album Under Bad Influence. That'll be dropping July 27th as well. Same day as ABK dropping Tampon Juice. Cover art looks fucking nuts. He's got these big ass eyes. Got the lines on his mouth like he's a puppet. Shit looks pretty crazy. He's got like a shadow figure standing behind him. Under Bad Influence from UBI. Godamus is on it. They released the track with Godamus. Hyped as fuck for a Ces Cru reunion, but also looking forward to a UBI solo project. I like UBI better out of the two. Both are dope as fuck. Both can rap their ass off. I'll be checking out this Under Bad Influence project when it drops July 26th. I'm not checking out the EPs. I listened to like 2 songs, like I said before. Not really trying to hear music before the full project is released. I'm not trying to get 4 tracks here, 4 tracks there. I want the whole project, so I'm looking forward to that. Other than that, no other real news happened during the week. We got a few album anniversaries that happened this week. 3-6 Mafia, 19 years ago, released When the Smoke Clears, 66-61. My second favorite 3-6 Mafia album behind Chapter 2 World Domination. This was actually my introduction to 3-6 Mafia. I bought this album only because ICP and Twisted were on it, on the song Just Another Crazy Click. I was such a diehard juggalo, I was willing to buy full albums of another artist just because ICP and Twisted were featured on it. Ended up falling in love with this shit. Love this album. The opening track, 44 Killers, is hard as fuck. The classic single, Sipping on Some Syrup, with UGK and Project Pat, R.I.P. Pimp C, classic. Where the Cheese At, Take a Bump, Touched With It, featuring Mr. Servon. Fiend and LeChat is my favorite song on the album. That shit is hard than a motherfucker. Mosh pit, straight fight music. And then of course you got Just Another Crazy Click with ICP and Twisted. Dope as fuck. Love that album. Happy birthday to that. Also happy birthday to Bad Meets Evil. Royce da 5'9" and Eminem 8 years ago released Hell the Sequel. Dope little EP they put out. 9 songs. Solid front to back. Y'all know how I feel about Royce. I think he's the best rapper putting it out right now. Eminem is hit or miss nowadays. I liked Kamikaze actually, and Kamikaze was the first album that I really enjoyed since the Eminem show. Yeah, he was rapping on some trap shit, but he went the fuck in on it, in my opinion. And I love the song The Reunion on Bad Meets Evil. EP dope as fuck. Of course it has Lighters featuring Bruno Mars. Eminem put Royce the fuck on with this album, gave him his first gold plaque with that shit. So happy birthday to Bad Meets Evil, Hell the Sequel. Also celebrating a birthday this week, Sabac Red of Nonfiction. 15 years ago dropped Sabacalypse, A Change Gon' Come. Now I'm not too heavily into political shit, conscious rap, shit like that. I like Rage Against the Machine, but as far as conscious rap, political rap, not overly into it. Vinny Paz gets into it. Ill Bill gets into it. But they also got that straight ignorant shit as well. But Sabac Red, probably my favorite political themed album, really. Because that's what this is. A Change Gon' Come. The opening track, Organize. Dope as fuck. This album entirely produced by Necro. Favorite songs on here, I said Organize. Sabacalypse, love that track. Box Anthem is dope as fuck. POWs with Mr. Hyde, Necro, Gore-Tex, and Ill Bill. The whole PLR clique at the time on one track. Really like that. And then the title track, A Change Gon' Come. Easily my favorite song on the album. Great beat, great hook. Fantastic raps by Sabac Red. And then another favorite track is Urban Gorillas, featuring Vinny Paz of Jedi Mind Tricks and Q Unique of The Arsonists. If you ain't check any of that psychological record shit that dropped in 04, like Sabacalypse, Ill Bill's What Would Bill Do, Necro's The Prefix for Death, do yourself a favor, go back and listen to all those releases. Gore-Tex released The Art of Dying as well. Mr. Hyde with The Barn of the Naked Dead, go back to 04, those releases from Psychological Records, do yourself a favor and listen to those. Necro produced every single one of them front to back. And every album is fucking dope and different, which makes it fucking crazy because, like, Psychological Records released like 10 albums that year or some shit, all produced by Necro as well. So go check those shits out. Do your research. All dope as fuck. Also, a couple other tidbits of news I forgot to announce. Jamie Madrox of Twisted just posted up on Instagram that he's doing a collaboration with Jimmy Urine of Mindless Self-Indulgence. Dope. I love Mindless Self-Indulgence. Been down with them since Frankenstein Girls Will Seem Strangely Sexy when they went on tour with ICP during the Amazing Jekyll Brothers tour. Dope as fuck. It looks like it's going to be a cover of Duran Duran's Hungry Like the Wolf. Jamie Madrox and Jimmy Urine of Mindless Self-Indulgence. Highly looking forward to that release. That song. Where is it going to appear? I have no idea. Just going to have to wait and see. But he posted a screenshot of him listening to the MP3 that was attached to an email that said, "This is the studio mix," which I can only presume came from Jimmy Urine of MSI. Do yourself a favor. Go listen to some Mindless Self-Indulgence. They're dope as fuck. Weird as hell, but make awesome, catchy music. Hilarious shit as well. And then the other little tidbit of news, Blaze Your Dead Homie's been posting up on social medias, Instagrams and whatnot, that he's been in the studio lately. I'm hyped as fuck for some new Blaze solo shit. We got Zodiac Imprint. He dropped some shit with ABK for that new Drive-By for the OGs EP. But I'm looking forward to brand new solo shit from Blaze Your Dead Homie all day. Fritz the Cat even posted up on Instagram a screen capture of a studio session where you can see the vocal stems of a song. You can see him labeled Blaze Your Dead Homie. And then there's another one that says Jamie Madrox. So there's a song with Blaze Your Dead Homie and Jamie Madrox, which makes sense because I know Jamie Madrox works really close with Blaze, helps him write his shit, all that good stuff. Definitely looking forward to new Blaze because he hasn't dropped an album since 2016 when he dropped Casket Factory. It's been 3 fucking years since we got new Blaze. About fucking time we get some new Blaze Your Dead Homie. And speaking of Blaze Your Dead Homie, this episode, obviously, I'm ranking Blaze Your Dead Homie's discography. But before we get into that, I want to make an announcement that this Wednesday during Wicked Shit Wednesday, we're going to be doing a listening party and review for the #1 album that I ranked on this list. Which album is it? You're just going to have to finish out the episode, tune the fuck in, and Wicked Shit Wednesday this week, we're going to be doing a listening party. I won't be taking anybody's requests. It's going to be a special episode. We're going to be reviewing this album, listening to it from front to back, talking about it in the chat. It's going to be dope as fuck. Let's get right into the review. I had a lot of fun doing this. Thank you for tuning in, and I hope you enjoy the ranking. All right, welcome to Beneath the Dirt's ranking of Blaze Your Dead Homie's albums and EPs. I'm going to be breaking it all down from the full lengths to the EPs. Blaze Your Dead Homie to me is the shit. Probably the most consistent artist that has been affiliated with Psychopathic or M&E. Dude stays putting out dope fucking music from his very first EP all the way up to his last LP, The Casket Factory. Blaze is dope as fuck. First time I heard Blaze was on Hound Dog's The Most Tasteless reissue on Island Records in 99. And then a little while after that, Twisted went out on the Rock the Dead tour, took Blaze out with him. At that show, I was able to cop Cryptic Collection 1 and Blaze Your Dead Homie's EP. So that was the first. I've been down with Blaze from day fucking one. From the EP forward. And that EP, dope as fuck. But let's get right into the rankings. I'm going to start out with the EPs. There's only 3 of them, so it'll be quick. Coming in at number 3, Casket Maker. This EP right here, probably my least overall favorite Blaze Your Dead Homie project that he put out. Not a huge... To be honest, I don't really remember much from this. I remember it just not being anything special. Just kind of sounded like Casket Factory outtakes to me. Which outtakes are outtakes for a reason, in my mind. They should stay that way, unheard, unreleased. But artists always find a reason to put the shit out. So coming in at number 3 for the EPs from Blaze Your Dead Homie is The Casket Maker. Coming in at number 2, the Dead Vulture EP. This EP is fucking dope. I believe this EP was released during Gathering 17. Maybe the year before that. Whatever the last Gathering Twisted and Blaze did. That was released then. You got the intro and then 4 tracks on here. My favorite song on here is Break Something. Love this. This EP is really fucking dope. Don't know who did production for it. There's no credits for it in the book. But all 4 songs really solid. That's real. If you haven't heard this shit yet, I know a lot of people fell off after he started releasing shit on M&E, but if you haven't heard this EP right here, I really suggest you go check this shit out. Really dope work from Blaze Your Dead Homie. And of course, coming in at number 1 for Blaze Your Dead Homies EP is the self-titled EP, of course. You can see right there I got my autograph copied. My copy autographed, rather. 6 tracks on here. I fucking love this EP. Gangsta shit like a motherfucker. This is probably Blaze's most gangsta shit he released ever. You got real G shit. It's like 49 seconds. Hard than a motherfucker. That beat, the Madonna sample, fucking nuts. Dope as fuck. In case you forgot, with Jamie Madrox on the hook. I go to work, Put It Down. Put It Down was like kind of like the first single for Blaze. That was featured on Cryptic Collection Volume 1 as well. And then you got Shit Talkers on here with ICP and Twisted. A lot of people regarded that as a Eminem diss. But really, in my opinion, the only one that's really dissing Eminem on that shit is Violent J. Other than that, you could say they're dissing Eminem, but nobody's really saying any names on there. It says the production on here was produced by Twisted and Fritz the Cats. Production on this shit is fucking amazing. Gangster as fuck. Enough can't be said about this fucking EP. So coming in at number 1 for Blaze Your Dead Homie EPs is the self-titled joint. Love that shit. Now on to the albums, full lengths. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 albums. I'm combining 2 of them into one. And not one album is whack. I can't say one album is bad. It's just, I like them all. I like them just a little less, a little more than others. Whatever the case may be. But let's start out with my least favorite. Gang Rags on Psychopathic Records. This version was produced by Mikey Clark and Violent J. Violent J actually wrote a few songs on here. This is my least favorite version of Gang Rags. And honestly, Gang Rags as a whole, all 4 versions are my least favorite. But I decided to separate them. But there are some dope-ass tracks on here. I'm Back, the opening track on here. Dope as fuck. Swine Flu, the very next song after that. Dope. Deadman Walkin', which was just Violent J's reference track, was just released on Forgotten Freshness 6. So we wrote that shit. Deadman Walkin'. Dope as fuck. Riding the Whip with Cottonmouth Kings, the beat on that shit. Dubsack. Otis on the hook for that shit. B&E. I mean, looking at the track list now, solid fucking album. Like I said earlier, Blaze hasn't put out anything that I don't like other than Casket Maker EP. But yeah, least favorite Blaze album goes to the Psychopathic Records version. The nationwide release of Gang Rags, I should say, because there was 2 versions. And up next is the extended Gang Rags. I'm including both versions. I have both versions. The versions with ROC and J10, and then the one without J10 and ROC. There's a few different tracks on here, but mostly identical albums. I like this better than the original Gang Rags. This was supposed to be the original release for Gang Rags, but for whatever reason, Violent J, Psychopathic Records thought Blaze should re-record it, do a completely brand new album. I like this version better. This shit is more gangster than the Psychopathic Records version. Napalm is harder than a motherfucker. Give them what they want. Ghetto Benefits, even though J10's whack as fuck, ROC and Blaze kill that shit. Ghost Bars, dope as fuck. 1040 ounce. And then Rules to the Game with ABK is a fucking classic, in my opinion, if you ask me. Really solid project. This was supposed to be the original version of Gang Rags. No production credits on here. No writer's credits. Usually Jamie Madrox is the one helping Blaze write his shit, but no writer's credits, production credits on here. So Blaze Gang Rag's extended version. And then coming in at number 5 is the Magic Ninja Gang Rags Reborn version. This is basically the extended version with new production from Seven. You know Seven, producing for Tech Nine. A lot of twisted shit. Strange music just in general. Seven is that fucking dude. And this even comes with 4 new songs that were previously unreleased. The mixing on this album is fucking great. Production is great on here. The best version of Gang Rags, if you ask me. Gang Rags Reborn. Similar thoughts to the extended version. Ghost bars, napalm, give them what they want. 1040 ounce. Really, really solid project. This was the first project M&E released as well, was Gang Rags Reborn. So coming in at number 5, Blaze, Gang Rags Reborn. Coming in at number 4. This top 4, dope as fuck. Blaze is just dope. Number 4, Casket Factory. His debut first album on M&E that featured all brand new unreleased music. 2 Middle Fingers, dope as fuck. Ghost, one of my favorite songs featuring Kung Fu Vampire. Classic gangsta shit from Blaze Ya Dead Homie. The Way You Look Before You Die. The song title says it all right there. Dope as fuck. Ratchet with ABK, classic drive-by shit. Like on some Hood Rats kind of shit for that track. Really solid. They Call That Gangsta with ROC and Lex the Hexmaster. My favorite song on this album. Easily. Classic gangsta shit from Blaze. You got ROC and Lex on there spitting their shit. Love the beat on that. Worm Food featuring DJ Swamp. Dope. Unbreakable with Jamie Madrox. Electric Witch. Necromancy featuring Twisted. And then I got the bonus extended version. And there's a track on there, Gray and Blue, featuring Prozac. Really, really dope album. Looking forward to new Blaze Ya Dead Homie. That shit dropped 2016. It's 2019 now. We need some new Blaze, man. New Blaze. Coming in at number 3. Colton Grundy. Kind of controversial release. Only because back in 03, late 02, early 03, it was rumored Twisted was going to leave Psychopathic Records, start Magic Records. Blaze Ya Dead Homie had retired. It was rumored Blaze was going to drop the whole Blaze Ya Dead Homie gimmick and pick up the Colton Grundy gimmick full time when he would join Magic Records with Twisted. That was all the rumors, all the speculation that was going on. But Twisted ended up staying with Psychopathic. We all know how the story goes. Blaze came out of retirement, dropped Colton Grundy. Solid fucking album. Love this shit. Production on here from ROC, Scott Sumner, who was doing production for Twisted's Most Tasteless, Secondhand Smoke, Die Motherfucker Die, shit like that. Shotgun with Blaze, ABK, Madrox on the hook. Harder than a motherfucker, man. The bass in that song, love that shit. Out the Gate, produced by Fritz the Cat. Love that shit. Stick Your Hands Up, classic Blaze and ABK drive-by shit. Love this Days in My Neighborhood, classic gangster shit again. Too Many Bitches, which features a hook from the late great MC Breed, R.I.P. to MC Breed. And then you got Climbing, Timeline, solid, featuring all the Psychopathic artists at the time. Lavelle was even on this album. Colton Grundy coming in at number 3. Dope as fuck. Really love Colton Grundy. I rode the fuck out of this when it first came out. My only complaint with Colton Grundy, a lot of Blaze's verses on here are short than a motherfucker. They're half verses. He's only spitting 8 bars on some of these songs. Every song that has a feature, he's spitting a full 16, but every other song that's just him, 8 bars and that's it, and he's out. So some real short songs on here, but still really solid project from Blaze. 04, Colton Grundy. This top 2, man, I went back and forth on this top 2. I can make an argument for both of them being my favorite Blaze Your Dead Homie album. Really fucking hard to decide which one I like. And I'll make my case for both of them right here. But coming in at number 2, because there can only be one number 1. Coming in at number 2, Clockwork Gray. I said a few weeks ago on the Wicked Shit Wednesday that Clockwork Gray features my favorite production on any Psychopathic album ever. Still to this day, Clockwork Gray, in my opinion, has the best production of any Psychopathic album ever released. The beats on here, so fucking dope. You got production on here from Underrated of Potluck, Fritz, whole bunch of motherfuckers on here. I'm going to open up this booklet real quick and get the production credits. If I can fucking find this shit. Here we go. Yeah, Lost Coast Productions, which was Underrated of Potluck. Shaggy 2 Dope produced Ill Connect with Blaze and ROC. Dope. I fucking love that song. That beat is harder than a motherfucker. Keep It Simple with Big B and Cut Calhoun. Man, that right there is probably my favorite song on the album. Because at that time, if you took the 3 most underrated MCs of Psychopathic, Strange Music, and Suburban Noise, right there on that track, Keep It Simple, Big B, Cut Calhoun, Blaze Your Dead Homie, at that time, all were putting out really great work, but were underrated than a motherfucker. Looking at the production credits, Underrated of Potluck did a lot of this album. DJ Clay did Zip Codes and Time Zones with Violent J. Worcester, Mass, My Hometown, even gets a shout out on that song. Just a classic Juggalo song. Eggplants, produced by Scott Sumner. Eggplants, I remember when this album first came out, was getting hated on. I don't know why. I like that shit. Him and ROC, dope as fuck. Looking Out, it even has in parentheses SWK, written by SWK Samhain Witch Killers. Big hype around that project that never happened. Dope as fuck. Love that song. The only song I don't like on this album, and this the reason why it came in at number 2, is Dead Neck with Boondocks. I just don't like that song. It's the only song I don't like. And that's the reason why it came in second, because it just has one song that I don't like on here. Then you got Escape Artist, Wishing Well with Jamie Madrox, Evolve or Die, the very first Zodiac imprint. There was even an ad in the booklet for Zodiac imprint. And Zodiac imprint didn't even drop till about 10 years later on Magic Ninja Entertainment. Supposedly there was a whole album recorded when they were still on Psychopathic for Zodiac imprint, but we never got it. So coming in at number 2, Blaze Your Dead Homies, Clockwork Gray. Fucking love this album. Amazing album. Best production on Psychopathic, any album ever, in my opinion. So that can only leave one. And by now you know what that is. Coming in at number 1 for my favorite, all-time favorite Blaze Your Dead Homie album, One Less G in the Hood. I got the OG pressing. Again, just like the EP, enough can't be said about this album. Front to back, classic. I don't give a fuck. Everything about this album. This was the first time we really got to hear a lot of ABK. ABK was featured on Freak Show for a verse, but ABK was all over this album. After hearing ABK on this, I was getting hyped for that. This is when Psychopathic was really starting to take off into the fucking independent grindhouse, powerhouse record label that they were back in the mid 2000s. Everything about this album, the fucking intro, the eulogy from Jump Steady, great. Grave Ain't No Place, like just mad classics on here that he still plays to this day at shows. Casket, great. Juggalo Anthem, love that shit. I remember it was rumored they were dissing ROC and scraps of Half-Breed on Juggalo Anthem. I remember reading that on the forums way back in the day. Nasty, classic shit. Nasty, still plays that shit live. Straight Out of Detroit, the Straight Outta Compton cover from ABK, Blaze, and Violent J. You got heavy ass guitars in there. Hard as fuck. Violent J kills that Eazy-E flip. Kills that shit. Maggot Face, another classic. Here I Am featuring Twisted. Why that was left off the re-release? Like they have the re-release, which I have, the extended, where they included the EP and One Less G in the Hood. But they ended up removing a few songs and they took off Here I Am. I don't know why. Hard as a motherfucker. Gangster as shit. Hood Rats. Classic sex shit from Blaze You Dead Homie. Hatchet Love. When everybody was fucking proud to throw the Hatchet Man up. The memories with this album, man. I bought this CD from Hot Hits website. Y'all might have heard of Hot Hits from way back in the day on the Shockumentary DVD. Documentary, rather. Then you got Saturday Afternoon, Giving Half the Chance, You Can't Hurt Me Now. Love that shit. You can do whatever you want, but you can't kill a fucking dead man. How you gonna hurt a dead man? You know what I mean? Thug for Life, classic drive-by shit. Love Thug for Life. When I saw Drive-By live a few months back, they played that shit. Love the beat to that shit. And then you got Hatchet Execution featuring the entire Psychopathic family on there. Production credits on here. Fritz the Cat, Mike P. produced this whole fucking album. Sounds fucking great. Some of it's written by Madrox. If you look at the credits in the booklet, really love this shit. I loved Blaze's look during that time. The clock around his neck. The Detroit hat tilted to the side. The bloody face. Man. And like I said, our first real introduction to ABK. Just harder than a motherfucker, man. One Less G in the Hood. Really love this release. Absolute classic, front to back. Probably not going to come as a surprise that it's my favorite Blaze Ya Dead Homie album. Is what it is. Call it cliche. Call it predictable. Call it what the fuck you want. This is my all-time favorite. And I want to thank you all tuning in. And that's going to wrap it up for my Blaze Ya Dead Homie album ranking. And until next time, I'm out. Peace.